Exploring the Northern Heights, a Spartan's guide to the Totteridge Circular Walk. Hey Spartans! I've got an epic plan for us this weekend that's going to blow your minds. How about we escape the chaos of London and lose ourselves in nature for a bit? I stumbled upon this gem of a route, the Totteridge Circular Walk. It's about 14 kilometers, that's roughly 8.8 miles for the imperial thinkers, of pure magic. Meadows, woods, and quaint villages straight out of a vintage postcard. Here's the deal. This area, just a stone's throw from London, was almost swallowed up by suburbia in the 1930s, but the locals put their foot down and said no way. Thanks to them, we've got this slice of countryside, wedging its way into the so-called Northern Heights, soaring above well-known spots like Hampstead and Highgate. There's a spot on this walk that'll just amaze you. You can look down on Alexandra Palace and Highgate Hill, and for a moment, you'd swear everything in between is still untouched countryside. Back in the day, this was all hay meadows, feeding the horses that powered London. Now, some of these meadows are kind of left to their own devices, turning back into woodland, though some are still mown annually, blooming with wildflowers come late spring. You might even spot grazing cattle, and we'll visit a couple of villages that have managed to hold onto their charm, despite London nipping at their heels. There's also woodlands, and what used to be the boating lake of a grand house, now a wooded wetland. The walk is brilliant any time of the year, but it's especially awesome in early spring, what with the woods around Darlin's Lake boasting wood anemones and the super rare wild snake's head fritillaries. Come April, the blackthorn bushes along the walk burst into white blossom, though catching it at its prime is hit or miss as it lasts just a couple of weeks. In late May and early June, the fields post-lunch are a sea of buttercups, and in June, the wooded wetland is home to massive giant hogweed flowers, with autumn bringing plenty of sloes for the picking. Just one heads up, while this is a true rural walk, urban noises can sneak in a bit. Depending on the wind direction and atmospheric conditions, you might hear traffic noise from the largely unseen suburbs over the hills. At the walk's midpoint, the also unseen, A1 generates a background hum if the wind's from the west, though not from the east. Plus, the area's under the Heathrow flight path, though the planes are fairly high up and you may not notice them at all. This again depends on wind direction, with easterly winds being more favorable. We kick off from the Totteridge and Whetstone station around 10:30 a.m. to make it to the lunch pub in good time. The best part? It's free for members. If not, it's £12. Don't forget to bring water, something to munch on along the way, and proper footwear, because while the route is easy, we want to avoid any slips. Oh, and if you've got a furry friend, they're more than welcome. Just keep them on a leash so they don't go off adventuring on their own. So, if you're up for some fresh air and a break from the hustle and bustle, this plan is a solid 10. See you at Totteridge and Whetstone, Spartans, Hiking in London Club.